Hi, how's it going? Today's topic is just go with the flow, accept everything as it is. Everything happens for a reason. When we try to go against the flow, our lives get harder, darker, heavier, stuff like that. For example, when we try to control everything that's out of our hands, we cannot choose what's gonna happen. Things just happen. Surrender, ease, take it easy. So yeah, I wanted to talk about that. Let's get right into it. So what was the topic again? Just go with the flow. I always say in my videos, definitely I say this phrase, I say everything happens for a reason. Because I truly feel that, and from my experience, literally everything happens for a reason. But I used to try to control everything that is happening in my life and that is about to happen in my life, you know, like my future and what happened in my life, like in the past. I used to try to control every single event of my life. Does that make sense? Now that I know, obviously it's way out of my control and I can't because I am not God, I am not higher being. I am just a human. I am not responsible for what happens in my life because things happen. Does that make sense? But I am of course responsible for what I do in my life, but I am not responsible for what happens in my life because I can't help it. I can't change it because things just happen. And everything happens for a reason. God or my ancestors or, you know, or whatever you believe, whatever I believe in, are like higher beings are providing these hardships or challenges or, you know, everything, both positive and negative, are provided from these higher beings who are always guiding, protecting, and leading my life. So, but now that I know that, but I was trying so hard to control nothing because I can't control things that happens in my life, but that's way out of my control now that I know, like I said. But I was trying so hard, like always fixated on the idea of I have to control everything, I have to do this, I have to control this and that, and next this, what if this happens? And that's why I have to do this right now. But I only have one brain, I only have one body, so that was like way out of my control and I couldn't handle it. But I don't think that is just me. Many people who are doing this, like try to control nothing. Something it's out of our control. I felt so guilty or like so miserable or pity that I couldn't control the things I am trying to control, and I was beating myself up because of that, and I get more insecure about myself because of that, and I get scared of trying new things or taking action because of that, and like you know, but I want to try new things but I can't change, and I am beating myself up, and like, you know, negative loop of self-criticism. And it was really dark and heavy and like dark, like seriously. It was the darkest moment of my life, and at some point, like I made a big mistake in my life, a really big mistake in my life, and since then lots of things have happened. But because of that, I realized so many things. This is one of the lessons that I've learned from that event. Just go with the flow, everything happens for a reason. I was always constantly try to live up on others' expectation. You know, I wasn't living my life, I was just living others' life, always caring what others think about me. I was people pleaser. I didn't put myself first priority, like how they feel or how others was my first priority, even though this is my life, which now that I think about it, it's so ridiculous of me, of myself. This is my life. But you know, but things happen for a reason, so it clearly happened for a reason, so I don't blame myself for that. But just go with the flow. Like everything happens for a reason, and things just happens in our lives, and we can't change that. Sometimes, like in my head, I am capable of doing everything, but in reality, I am so much incapable than I thought I actually am. Does that make sense? Like I am not that capable. I am not underestimating myself, and I was the one who was taking on burdens that I didn't even need to carry. I have talked about this topic before, and this is one of the example of burdens that I didn't need to carry. Try to control everything that happens in my life, and that happened in my life, and that is happening in my life. Don't get me wrong, things happens for a reason, and things just happen. So we are not responsible for what happens in our lives, but we are responsible for what we do in our lives. So things just happen. But we are responsible for how to react to it, what action we take, or what choice we make, or these stuff are our responsibility. But what happens in our lives is way out of our control, and we can't control, and that is one big good example of what we can't control. So we shouldn't even try, just go with the flow, because everything happens for a reason, and that is all. Literally every single thing, even little thing, came across with random stranger, or that person, or that one, or you picked up $1 bill or something like that. At a glance, even though that thing seems really small, but that is also happening for a reason. So just accept everything as it is. We don't even need to just accept everything, both negative and positive. And we are the one who put emotions to things, positive or negative, because everything happens in this reality, or everything happens in our life is neutral, but we are the one who put emotions to it. This is bad, this is good, this is positive, this is negative. Making mistakes are really positive thing for somebody, but there's also people who think making mistakes are bad, right? So it's just how we see it. That means also we are in control of our perspective and our perception, and that is something we should try to change and try to control, try to work on, because our perception and perspective has really a big impact on our lives. When some people talk about perspective or perception, many people use sunglass anatomy. You are seeing your world through your own filters, through sunglasses. So if you are wearing sunglasses, really dark sunglasses, everything looks really negative, dark. So making mistakes, for example, if you make one mistake, whatever the mistake is, if you have darker sunglasses, negative perception, negative perspective, you see it as failure, and it is bad. So you will criticize yourself for making that mistake, and why I did this, why starts to question about, criticize yourself because you made a mistake and you are wearing darker sunglasses, so you only can focus on dark side, negative side of that thing. But if you are wearing brighter glasses, yellow, or positive, so-called positive perception or positive perspective, brighter, clearer glasses, you only can focus on positive side of that thing, making mistakes, for example. So if you make a mistake, you can realize you can learn some sort of thing, or you can have some sort of clarity, hard to pronounce, clarity. Does that make sense? You can see it as an opportunity to grow yourself more, or have some sort of realization or clarity, like I said, or you can just focus on positive side of that, because you have brighter, clearer glasses. So does that example made sense? I hope that makes sense, but yeah, kind of like that. So I don't know why I am talking about that. I forgot, but everything happens for a reason. So just go with the flow. And if you are wearing, yes, that's something we should work on. I don't diminish or demonize wearing darker glasses, but it will make your life harder, heavier. It's just so hard. to just live. We want to avoid pain. At the end of the day, we're human, so and that is one of our survival instincts. So we want to live easier, brighter, funnier life, more enjoyable life, right? So that is something we can work on. Our perspective, our perception. But we can't control what happens in our lives. So don't even try. Things just happen sometimes, or most of the time. Even if you prepared like every single thing, like you think that is required, like you think in your head you prepared perfectly for that thing, but even if you prepared perfectly in your head, but things just happens, like unexpected things could happen. So things just happens, and it is happening for a reason. So, and it's happening for you. So just go with the flow, take it easy, and just accept everything as it is. Everything is happening for you, and everything is for you, and this video is for you. So that is why you're watching this video also. So everything happens for a reason, and if you are still watching this video till at this point, thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate you, and yeah, just go with the flow. Like, take it easy, literally. Like, we're just here to play the game of our lives. So yeah, so just take it easy, just go with the flow. Every single thing is gonna turn out fine. Yes, so I'll see you in the next one.